Hello YouTube! Thank you for joining me today. In today's short video, I'm going to be talking about a very common question that I keep getting over and over and over again on my channel. And that is, can I claim my girlfriend's kids on my tax return? I've also heard the same question asked from the girlfriend's perspective. She asks, can my boyfriend claim my kids on his tax return? That's what we're talking about today, so stay tuned. I am MK the CPA, and along with my sidekick Chipper, we teach you things that you were not taught in school, such as finances, investing, taxes, and so much more. Now in this particular video, we're going to be talking about taxes. But just so you guys know, we make new videos every single week for you guys. These videos are going to save you the time and frustration of trying to figure this stuff out on your own. So if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. Okay, like I said, we're going to be trying to figure out if you can claim your girlfriend's kids on your tax return. Now this is a really sticky type of question, okay? This is a hot audit button, honestly. So you really want to understand the rules and the facts that pertain to your particular situation. So in many instances, or in most cases, you will not be able to claim your girlfriend's children on your tax return. However, there may be a few exceptions to that if your facts and circumstances line up. So that's what we're going to look at today. The first thing I want to point out to you guys is we're really talking about qualifying, I don't know if you guys can see this, but we're really talking about qualifying child rules versus qualifying relative rules. Now, qualifying child rules has its own set of rules. I already made a video on that, so I'm going to link it up right here, or down in the description below, I mean. So go check it out if you have not watched it already. You kind of have to know the differences between the two sets of rules. Now, more importantly, I'm going to be linking a link in the description down below that's going to take you to the IRS Publication 17, and that's going to answer a lot of the questions you have. It also has many different examples, including worksheets to calculate a support test, what the qualifying relative rules are, etc., etc. Now, I'm going to be making a video in the future that goes much more into detail on all this stuff. However, me being a tax accountant and it being, well, as of today, April 9th, and the tax deadline is April 18th. I am strapped on time, guys. I don't even know how I'm making this video. I probably should be doing taxes like right now. I'm not even joking. Anyways, now let's talk about the qualifying relative rules a little bit. All right, there's a lot more to consider when you're trying to claim somebody who's not related to you. Now, if you were married, this would not be an issue. You would be able to claim them no problem, all right? But because you're not married, that's where you have some issues. So there's some things you really need to consider because, like I said, this is a hot audit button. The IRS really looks at this stuff closely because there's so much fraud around people claiming people they're not really supposed to be claiming. And Chipper has had his own encounters with this. Okay, the first thing I want you guys to consider before trying to do too much research on this is, okay, you want to claim your girlfriend's kids. My question for you is, can your girlfriend already claim her kids as a qualifying child on her tax return? Now notice I said can she. I didn't say will she, but I said can she. Because if she can, you're out of luck. You cannot claim her children if she can claim them as her qualifying children. And like I said, there's only a few very rare exceptions where that would not be the case and where you would be able to claim them. So that's number one. The second thing for you guys to consider is, since these are not your kids, is there child support agreements in place? Are there child custody agreements in place in the decree? A lot of times, if there's a child custody agreement or a support agreement, it will spell out who gets to claim that child on our tax return. So these kids of your girlfriend's, their dad might be able to claim them, depending on the facts and circumstances of your situation. So you have to consider that. The third thing I really want you guys to consider, have these kids lived with you for the whole year? Now, under the qualifying child rules, they only have to live with you, if they're a qualifying child, they only have to live with you for more than half the year. Well, since these kids are not technically related to you, at least not yet because you're not married, they would have to have lived in your household the whole year. So if they have not lived in your house the whole year, you're not going to be able to claim them. Number 4, a lot of people have also asked me, besides the whole, can I claim these kids type of thing, is, can I look up online to see if their social security number has been claimed? And the answer is unfortunately no. If people could do that, people would be claiming people left and right. So the IRS does not allow you to see that. However, one thing you can do if you do believe you can claim your girlfriend's children based on the qualifying relative rules and by looking at all the rules, then if you prepare your return electronically in tax software, if it will allow you to do the check e-file, do the check e-file function, and a lot of times the return will not e-file if somebody else has already claimed that child under their social security number. So if you can do the check e-file on your return, it will often tell you whether or not that person has been claimed. You might even just ask, if you're thinking about claiming them, make sure nobody else is. Otherwise, you are gonna get a letter from the lovely IRS, and oh, it is not wonderful. All right, another thing to consider is you do not want to claim head of household for these children if you're going to try to claim them. You do not want to claim the filing status, because since these kids are not related to you, they're not technically your kids, you would not be able to claim the head of household filing status. So you want to claim a single status or another type of status. The reason I bring that up is because one of my viewers recently tried to claim that status on his girlfriend's kids, and now he's getting letters in the mail from the IRS. And I told him they're probably going to disallow it, so be prepared. All right, guys, I'm going to start wrapping up the video right here. I know it's short. I know I couldn't give you a yes or no answer on this particular question, but what you really need to do is go look on the IRS website and start applying your facts to those rules and see if it lines up, and see if it makes sense, whether or not you can claim them based on your particular life circumstances and situation. That's what you need to do. If you learned something new here today, don't forget to hit the like button down below before you leave. I would really appreciate it. Also, if you have questions or comments, you can always ask down in the comment section down below, and I will do my best to respond. And if you haven't already subscribed, make sure to subscribe over there. And I'm going to leave some of my other videos down here that you can click on, especially if you're on your cell phone. And as always, I hope you guys have a fantastic week. It was great hanging out with you here again on YouTube. But until next time, always remember to take this information and use it to live your life uncaged.